Kenya has received the first consignment of wheat from Ukraine since the Russian invasion in February this year. The vessel, docked at the Mombasa port, is currently discharging 51,400 tons of wheat, with 2 more carriers expected over the next 2 weeks. Ukrainian ambassador to Kenya Andriy Praved-Nyk says despite its agricultural sector being adversely affected by the ongoing war, they are willing to support Kenya become food secure. Francis Mtalaki has more from Mombasa.
The ship Super Henry vessel was received at the port of Mombasa by Ukrainian ambassador to Kenya, Andriy Praved-Nyk, and is currently discharging some 51,400 tons of wheat. This is the first consignment from Ukraine to dock at the port city of Mombasa since the Russian invasion in February this year. 2 more carriers are expected to arrive in the next 2 weeks, with another 78,000 tons of the grain. The consignment is expected to ease the shortage of food in the country. The Ukrainian ambassador says the latest attacks by Russia in Ukraine have adversely affected its agricultural sector.
And we use now the Black Sea ports of Ukraine, Odessa and 2 other ports. One is called Yuzhny, which means southern port, and one called Chornomorsk. And actually we use 3 of these ports for our grain corridor. And all shipments which are coming out of Ukraine now coming out of these 3 ports on the Black Sea.
The ambassador says missile strikes and shelling by Russian troops has damaged and destroyed dozens of farms, stocks of food and seed, silos, warehouses, oil depots, agriculture machinery and equipment. At least 90 agribusinesses have been damaged in Ukraine.
A lot of depends on Russian side. If they continue their inacceptance of the extension of the grain corridor, then we'll not be able to send more wheat and more grain. That is why it's important for all of us to understand that only by joining our actions all around the world, including in Kenya, we'll be able to make Russia to extend that grain corridor agreement and to allow us to continue our export.
Despite the setback that has affected an estimated 25% of the world cereal trade, causing an increase in world food prices, food inflation, and reduced access to food in the countries that import food from Ukraine, in particular wheat and sunflower, Ukraine ambassador to Kenya is optimistic that they can assist Kenya become food secure and ready. Negotiations have begun on how Ukrainian investors can tap into the existing opportunities in the agricultural sector.
And we have an expertise in that. And I know at least 2 Ukrainian companies willing to come, and they've been part of that Ukrainian-Kenyan business forum last week, which actually ready to come here to help Kenyans to grow better wheat, to grow more wheat. One of the companies is called Evrosem, producing the high-quality seeds, not only wheat seeds, barley seeds, wheat seeds.
In 2021, Kenya imported 2.4 million tons of wheat, 15% of the share coming from Ukraine, amounting to $89 million. Francis Mtalaki, Citizen TV.